All right, so get that we're diving deep into the 5 a.m. club, but with a twist.
Ooh, twist. I like
Oh,
twists.
yeah, you're going to love this one. So, our source material, it's this YouTube video breaking down chapter 3. And, well, let's just say it's less about waking up early and more about finding wisdom in the most unexpected places.
Sounds intriguing. I'm all ears.
So, are you ready to uncover some pretty unconventional truths about personal growth and reaching your goals?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Awesome. Okay, so the setting of this chapter, it's almost as interesting as the content itself. Picture a seminar's wrapping up, people are heading out, Nightmares on Wax is playing softly in the background. It's in this kind of like seemingly insignificant moment that a really powerful encounter unfolds.
Wow, you're really setting the scene. I feel like I'm right there.
And then we're introduced to this trio of characters. We have the entrepreneur. She's driven successful, but facing some serious roadblocks in her business. You can tell she's searching for that edge. She even admits that she lied about why she was at the seminar.
Oh, really? So
Yeah.
she's not just there for the typical productivity tips.
Yeah. Exactly. She's hungry for a real solution. And get this, her skepticism, it really contrasts with the artist. He's this creative soul looking to elevate his craft. He's totally captivated by the Spellbinder's teachings and his dreadlocks, tattoos. The whole shebang just emphasizes his nonconformist attitude.
I'm starting to see the dynamic here. It's like a clash of perspectives.
Then enters the real curveball, the homeless man, tattered clothes, but sporting a ridiculously expensive watch and dropping hints about a lifestyle that doesn't exactly match his appearance. It's jarring, and it instantly makes you wonder, is he for real?
Oh, wow. That's quite the introduction.
Yeah.
It definitely challenges our preconceived notions of who holds wisdom, right?
Exactly. It throws you off balance, which I think is the point. But before we jump into that encounter, let's talk about the Spellbinder's message. It's all about taking action, creating phenomenal results, and the power of a solid morning routine. The artist is fully onboarded, the entrepreneur is intrigued but cautious, and the homeless man claims he's living proof that this stuff works.
Okay, so we've got the stage, set the characters in place, and now the plot thickens.
Right. And the conversation that unfolds between them is where the magic happens. The homeless man, he drops these really potent quotes like, most people wish for phenomenal things to happen to them, but exceptional performers make phenomenal things happen to them. He even name drops Warren Buffett, emphasizing how important investing time is as the key to success.
I'm starting to see how this could really chip away at the entrepreneur's skepticism.
Oh, absolutely. There's still a lot of questioning going on, but you can sense a glimmer of hope, like maybe she's been looking at things the wrong way all along.
It's like that moment when you realize there might be a different path, a new possibility.
And speaking of challenging norms, the artist decides to do something pretty rebellious. He illegally records the entire seminar. Can you believe that?
Wow, that's bold. What's his reasoning behind that?
He wants the raw, unfiltered experience. He's not afraid to shake things up a bit. He even throws out this line, you can fit in or you can change the world. You don't get to do both. Pretty intense, right?
It definitely makes you think about the boundaries we set for ourselves and how far we're willing to go to pursue our passions.
As the entrepreneur listens to the artist's recording, something clicks for her. She recalls a quote about courage in the face of adversity and the Spellbinder's message about pushing through when you feel like giving up. It's like her hope is expanding, her worries are shrinking.
It sounds like she's finally realizing that the challenges she's facing might actually be the key to unlocking her true potential.
Exactly. And it's fascinating how the homeless man, despite his unconventional appearance, seems to embody this principle. He challenges the artist's actions while acknowledging his passion, urging him to share the part of the seminar that resonated most deeply with him.
It's like he understands that growth isn't always linear. Sometimes it involves bending the rules, taking risks, and learning from our mistakes.
He's definitely the wild card in this whole scenario, keeping us guessing and challenging our assumptions at every turn. And the entrepreneur, initially so resistant, is now leaning in, eager to hear what moved the artist so profoundly.
This unexpected trio, brought together by chance, now connected by a shared desire for something more. It's a powerful image.
And what's so relatable is the entrepreneur's internal struggle. She's wrestling with her doubts and fears, but she's also starting to recognize her own strength, her ability to handle whatever comes her way.
That's a universal feeling, isn't it? We all face moments of self-doubt, especially when confronting the unknown.
Absolutely. And she even references this quote that perfectly captures this feeling. It's not the critic who counts, but the one who's in the arena, who strives valiantly, who dares greatly. She's starting to understand that true success isn't about avoiding failure, but about showing up, putting in the effort, and learning from our mistakes.
It's a powerful reminder that growth requires us to step outside of our comfort zones, to be willing to be vulnerable, to risk failure, in pursuit of something greater. And as the entrepreneur listens to the artist's recording, she makes a vow to continue her quest to find her answers to experience a better life. Her hope is growing, her worries are shrinking, and she's starting to believe that a special adventure is about to begin. But that's a story for part 2 of our deep dive.
Okay, so we left off with our entrepreneur. She's at a crossroads, but there's this like flicker of hope amidst all her struggles. It seems like she's finally opening up to receiving wisdom no matter how strange the source might be. And remember, she's still absorbing everything from the seminar, and it's interesting because the artist's little act of rebellion by recording it is actually helping her move forward.
It is interesting how sometimes a little nudge or a spark of defiance can be that catalyst. We need to fully embrace new ideas. The artist is sort of modeling that courage for her in his own way.
Yeah, and it's not just blind rebellion either. He's clearly thought this through. He even references Picasso and that idea that you have to master the rules before you can break them. He's challenging the system, but it's from a place of intention, not just chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's also worth noting that the homeless man, even though his appearance is so unconventional, he actually brings a dose of reality into this situation.
Mm.
He cautions the artist about the potential legal trouble, reminding us that even in our pursuit of personal freedom, there are consequences to our actions.
He really is full of surprises, isn't he? He embodies this unexpected source of wisdom, reminding us that sometimes the most valuable lessons come from the people we least expect. And don't forget, he claims to have achieved phenomenal success using the Spellbinder's teachings. He even has that expensive watch to kind of prove it.
Right. It's that constant juxtaposition that keeps us on our toes. We're left wondering, is he genuine? Is this a con? Or is he a living testament to the power of thinking differently?
It's what makes this whole encounter so captivating. It forces us to confront our own biases and how we define success and wisdom.
What I find fascinating is that even while the homeless man is cautioning the artist, he still acknowledges his passion and encourages him to share the part of the seminar that truly resonated with him. He seems to understand that growth sometimes involves a bit of rule bending.
Yeah, it's like he's saying, okay, you made your choice, now own it. Show me why this was so important to you. And the entrepreneur, who was initially so skeptical, is now completely engrossed, eager to hear what moved the artist so deeply.
It's a beautiful moment of connection. These three individuals from completely different walks of life finding common ground in their shared yearning for something more.
The entrepreneur's internal struggle is so relatable. She's battling her doubts and fears, yet acknowledging that the challenges she's facing might actually be the catalyst for a breakthrough. She's realizing that she's stronger than she thought, capable of handling whatever comes her way.
That's the essence of personal growth, isn't it? Embracing the messy, uncomfortable process of change, even when we're not sure where it will lead.
And she even quotes something that speaks directly to that. It's not the critic who counts, but the one who's in the arena, who strives valiantly, who dares greatly. She's beginning to grasp that true success isn't about dodging failure, but about showing up, putting in the work, and learning from our missteps.
It's a powerful reminder that to grow, we often need to step outside our comfort zones, be vulnerable, and even risk failing in our pursuit of something bigger.
As she listens to the artist's recording, she vows to continue her quest to find her answers and experience a better life. Her hope is expanding, her worries are shrinking, and she's starting to believe that a remarkable adventure is about to begin.
But as she embarks on this new chapter, she's reminded of the Spellbinder's advice. The moment you feel like giving up is the moment you must find it in you to press ahead. It's a powerful reminder that the journey won't be easy, but the rewards will be worth it.
And that message resonates with all of us, doesn't it? No matter what obstacles we face, there's always potential for growth and transformation if we're willing to persevere, even when things get tough.
Absolutely. But what does this transformation actually look like? What practical steps can we take to cultivate this resilience and embrace growth? That's what we'll delve into in the final part of our deep dive.
All right, so we've got this entrepreneur. She's like right on the edge of a huge shift, and she's been inspired by a homeless man and a rebellious artist. It's pretty amazing how personal growth can come from the most unexpected places, right?
You know what I find really interesting is how this random encounter becomes this big catalyst for change.
Yeah.
It's not just the advice or the teachings themselves, it's that shift in perspective, the willingness to see potential where other people might just see chaos.
Yeah, totally. And remember, this chapter, it's from the 5 a.m. Club, that book that's usually associated with productivity and morning routines. But here, the real lesson, it goes way deeper than that.
Absolutely. It's about challenging what we think we know, recognizing that wisdom can come from anywhere, even people who society might label as unsuccessful.
Right. Like, think about the homeless man. Despite his appearance, he's dropping all these insightful quotes. He's referencing Warren Buffett. He even claims he's achieved some really amazing things using the Spellbinder's teachings. It makes you think about all the assumptions we make about people based on how they look.
For sure. It's a good reminder that we shouldn't judge a book by its cover. True wisdom can come in so many forms and from anyone.
And let's not forget about the artist. His decision to record the seminar, his defiance of social norms, it actually pushes the entrepreneur forward. It's like she sees his courage and thinks, okay, if he can challenge the system, maybe I can too.
Yeah, that's a great point. It speaks to how important it is to surround ourselves with people who inspire us, who challenge us to think differently, even if their methods are a little unconventional.
So what does all of this mean for you, the listener? What seemingly insignificant encounters in your own life might hold some hidden wisdom?
Yeah, that's a great question. Are you open to seeing the potential for growth in unexpected places, even from people who don't fit your idea of what success or expertise looks like?
Think back to the entrepreneur. She initially dismissed the homeless man, but she ended up gaining some really valuable insights from him. Sometimes the most profound lessons come from those we least expect.
It's all about challenging our own biases, opening ourselves up to new perspectives, and remembering the Spellbinder's advice. The moment you feel like giving up, that's the moment you have to find it in you to press ahead.
Keep pushing forward, and you might be surprised by the wisdom you find along the way. Well, that wraps up our deep dive into Chapter 3 of the 5 a.m. Club. We hope this exploration has inspired you to look for those hidden gems of wisdom in your own life, no matter how unexpected the source might be.
Remember, sometimes the greatest lessons come from the most unconventional places.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep pushing forward on your own unique path to growth.